Guest is one of the greatest actors of his generation, playing huge roles such as King Lear 4 times, EastEnders Stan Carter, and in the past decade we have loved watching his adventures in great canal journeys with his wife, the fabulous Prunella Scales. Please welcome Timothy West. Woo! A pleasure to have you here, Timothy. Thank you very much for coming along. Talking Christmas, like we say, very, very soon. And you're helping us all get into a Christmas mood this year with a very special Candlelit Christmas Concert, and all for a very good cause as well.
Yeah. Yes, we look forward to this every year. It's always very, very popular and brings in a lot of people and is fun to do. It's nice music and some nice readings, and it happens well just before Christmas, doesn't it?
6th of December, and as you say, lots of singing. There's choirs there. Everyone it's by candlelight. It's magical,
really
actually.
lovely.
Really magical, yes. And it's for a very good cause, like we say, Timothy, as well.
Well, it was started by this wonderful woman, Patricia Parker, who has managed to make the government realise that Darfur in Sudan is full of people who are not actually being properly supplied with things that they necessarily need just to teach their children, to feed the inhabitants, and to get people to understand that there is a place which is full of people who have a lot of ability and which needs to be understood.
Yeah.
And what kind of thing, Tim, what kind of support does the charity do? So the funds raised at the Carol concert go to, what kind of practical help do these people in Sudan get, in Darfur get?
Various ways.
So it's not just food.
It's not just food. Donkeys, I said.
Animals, yeah.
Animals,
and stuff
certainly.
to grow crops as well?
Yes, that's true.
And goats, they have,
goats are tremendously important, because the goats will provide
milk.
Fresh milk, which otherwise is not going to be available to the kids.
I think it's really important because the war in Darfur received a lot of attention at the time, but what's happened since has kind of vanished from the front pages of the papers, hasn't it? And
yes, exactly. I think this is something that happens, isn't it? That when something positive is happening and seems to be being worthwhile, you'll find it'll creep into the headlines as being something worth happening. When it is not managing to do that quite so much, it falls away, and we just don't hear about it anymore, do we?
No.
Well, Tim, like we say, 6th of December, St Peter's, Eaton Square in London. Kids for Kids is the charity Candlelit Christmas Concert, which sounds lovely. We were all very impressed to read, Timothy. You celebrated your diamond wedding anniversary last month. 60 years married to the very wonderful Prunella Scales. 60 years. And for me, I loved the fact that you met on a play, you were working on a play together, and it was a very sort of old-fashioned romance because there was a lot of letter writing, there was a lot of time to get to know one another, and it paid off, didn't it, 60 years later?
Yes, it did, it did. Fortunately, it was a very bad play. Nobody really was very interested in doing it, but we had to do it. And Prue and I had certain amounts of time off, so we spent a lot of time doing crosswords. We were quite good at the Times crossword, and writing letters to each other. This was something that's just gone on all our lives. that we just love writing letters about something that the other person might just have missed or not quite understood.
That's so lovely.
And we make each other laugh and we make each other find out about things.
Tim, having been together for such a lovely, wonderful 60 years, we've got coming up in the next part talking about pet names. Do you and Prunella have any pet names for each other after all this time?
You don't have to tell us.
OK.
I just call her Prue.
What did she call you?
Oh, God knows.
It'll be in the letter.
Yeah.
Have you kept all your letters over the years?
I think we have, yes. We've tried to, certainly.
Yeah.
It has been an awful lot. And Prue indeed has trunks full of letters, which we've written to each other.
And I have to ask, how is Prunella?
Well, she's OK.
She's doing well, because it's been 10 years, hasn't it, since she was first? Is it 10 years?
It is about 10 years since somebody first pointed out that we should go and have a demonstration to hear what a doctor thought about the future. And he said, well, we know about this, and it is a situation which I'm afraid very, 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 very rarely it does get any better. You're just going to have to live with it, but you'll find that there's an enormous amount that just hasn't changed to your life at all. You'll be able to live your life really without thinking too much about is this going to be a difficult situation for Prue to contend with.
Does she live in the moment then?
Oh yes, yeah. Well, she lives as we do. You know, we talk about what's going on at the moment, and it's really it's very like our normal lives, really. Yes, and you know, well, we all have times, don't we, when you say, "Oh, do you remember so and so?" And what do you mean?
I do that all the time.
We all have.
Yeah.
Oh, that person. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yes, yeah.
Timothy, thank you so much for coming in. Please send our love to Prunella. We're all huge fans of hers.
Thank you.
Yes, please do. Wish her a very Merry Christmas. Are we allowed to say that already?
Yes.
But I'm going to anyway.
Yeah.
And best of luck with the concert. It sounds beautiful. 6th of December, if anyone wants to go and see a beautiful Candlelit Christmas
Yes, please
concert with
come.
Timothy.
Yes.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.